Welcome to the Arazy Group Regulatory Updates. In today's update, we'll give you updates from Saudi Arabia. The first update is the termination of the registration pathway for non-sterile, non-measuring low-risk medical devices, or MDNR. The second update is the mandate to comply with QMS ISO 13485 requirement for the medical device establishment, which includes the authorized representative. But before we begin with the updates, let us give you some background on the medical device regulatory scheme that has been applicable in Saudi Arabia within the last couple of years. In 2017, medical devices were regulated under the Medical Devices Interim Regulation. Under this regulation, the Saudi Food and Drug Administration, or SFDA, adopted the GHTF route for their risk classification and registration procedure. Higher-risk devices are required to comply with MDMA, while lower-risk devices, non-sterile and non-measuring, are required to comply with MDNR. In 2019, the SFDA drafted a new regulation that introduced the new Online Registration System, or GHAD, that integrated MDMA and MDNR under one system. SFDA was also introducing a new risk classification so-called Saudi route. To fully implement this regulation, the stakeholders were given until the end of 2021. As of 2022, SFDA introduced some further updates such as eliminating the MDNR registration pathway for lower-risk devices, non-sterile and non-measuring, and all applicants are now mandatory to provide the technical documentation that is similar to STED format as part of their dossier submission for MDMA application, and after obtaining the registration certificate, the manufacturer must submit and maintain the UDI information in the Saudi DI database. As of September 2022, providing and submitting UDI information for Class B, C, and D devices is mandatory. However, providing UDI information for Class A devices is still voluntary until August next year. If you are looking to register your products in Saudi Arabia, consider Licensale, our global medtech registration system, for fast and easy market access. Next, let us talk about the new MDNR. Originally, MDNR was a platform that could be used for two purposes. First, the medical device establishment to obtain an establishment registry number that they can use to apply for a medical device establishment license, or MDEL. Second, the registrant can apply for a notification/listing of low-risk, non-sterile, and non-measuring medical devices. But as of September 28, 2022, the MDNR listing for a low-risk, non-sterile, and non-measuring medical device is no longer available. And as a result, all devices, regardless of the risk classification, are now required to comply with MDMA requirements, including having a local authorized representative for foreign manufacturers who wish to register their devices in Saudi Arabia. Applications for new registration or renewal under the MDNR pathway have been officially closed since September 28. In addition, the MA licenses that were issued under the old MDNR pathway before September 28, on the other hand, will be valid until their expiration date. The next update is the mandate to implement the QMS ISO 13485 requirement for the establishment license. This requirement was initially introduced in 2020 when the Saudi Food and Drug Authority published a document, MDSG45, to mark the adoption of QMS requirements for distributors, importers, and authorized representatives issued by the AHWP Working Group in November 2016. As of this year, this guidance has become mandatory. All distributors, importers, and local authorized representatives in Saudi Arabia must comply with QMS ISO 13485 requirements before dealing with medical devices, including applying for product registration. As of now, we do not have any details on how to get the certification, how long the timeline is, and the requirements. But once we do, we will definitely update you. That's it for our update today. If you have any comments or questions, please do not hesitate to email or call us. Check the Contact Us page on our website for an Arazy Group office near you. Follow Arazy Group on LinkedIn to view other countries' regulatory updates and the latest advancements in regulatory affairs technology. Stay safe and keep well.